Welcome back to another episode of Endurance Icons with myself, Coach Mark Cullen, coach to a number of elite triathletes, runners, and CrossFit athletes. Every week I hop on here to talk about a different topic that I'm passionate about or getting questions from athletes. So today I'm going to talk about run economy and why it is so important. So, what is run economy first? So, run economy is essentially the energy or oxygen costs it takes to run at a given speed. It's a super strong predictor of race performance. So, the fastest runners typically have some of the best running economy. And the interesting part about it is you could have two athletes running at the exact same pace, and one athlete could be way more efficient than them just because they have better running economy and are able to bounce off the ground better, and their body just can roll with better rhythm, and they're using less energy for kind of the same speed. So even athletes with the same like VO2 max or threshold pace could, in theory, if somebody had better running economy, could be running faster times than them. So what are some ways to improve our running economy? I like to think of this stuff as like nice small X percentages that you can get on top of the work that you're already doing on some of the bigger tempo or threshold efforts or that aerobic base. When you tie it in with some of the run economy, you're just going to, again, get more out of that sort of fitness that you already have. And a lot of it shows like another 2 to 4% that you can get from a lot of this run economy stuff and just continuing to improve it. There's a reason why so many college programs or elite marathoners are doing tons of short strides as part of their workouts or short hills. These are some great ways to improve run economy. So that is the first section of it. So kind of that neuromuscular boost from hill sprints or short max sprints. I've seen a couple studies where they've done like 6 to 10 week sessions where they do like 5 to 10 by 30 seconds sort of all out. And after like 6 to 10 sessions, people were noticing like a 2 to 3% improvement in run economy. So they're just getting sort of some of those boosts from the improved leg stiffness, motor unit recruitment, and some of that elastic recoil you're getting through the calf and through the ankle and through the foot. So super important on that. Second one is a great way to improve run economy is through plyometrics. So could be as simple as some like bounds, jumps, or hops. One simple one I like to add to some of the end of my key workouts is just doing like pogo hops, either single leg up and down for 30 to 50 reps or both legs at the same time and just trying to get as fast as I can or as high as I can with that elastic recoil and just training sort of my calves and my ankles and my feet to be able to give more return with each of that. So it's cool. Like with no extra improvement in fitness, I can get gains from run economy and get a little bit more elastic return from every single step that I'm doing there, or it'll just cost me a little less energy each time. So that tendon stiffness to limit ground contact time is super important. Next one is heavy strength training. So if you're doing kind of reps, a lot of squats, deadlifts, lunges, I love Bulgarian split squats. I do them at home with my dumbbell. But if you're doing like kind of 80% of that one rep max, there's a lot of great studies to show you can get like 3 to 5% improvements in run economy, which is really cool. That's almost what you get from putting on a pair of those super shoes as well. So just your ability to have stronger force production, better rate of force development, and just improved stability all includes that. And that's why distance runners and triathletes should all be lifting heavy, and you don't need to go light weights and do endurance. You're getting enough of that from just being out there running. When you're doing that stuff in the gym, especially in the base season, be doing that heavy strength training, compound lifts, lots of squats and deadlifts. I like to do like squats 1 day a week, heavy deadlifts 1 day a week. Personally like to stack them later on my key run days. Gives me a good 2 to 3 days before my next key workout. Next one for run economy is actually wearing super shoes for some of your workouts. So it's not like you have to wear your race shoes every time. It's some of those faster sort of super trainers or an older pair of race shoes A lot of times these shoes are like 1 to 4% better running economy. And it just gives you a chance to one, run more fast speeds in training and be able to recover quicker from them. So, and also teaches your legs to actually be able to run. It feels different to run in these super shoes than just a pair of everyday trainers. So I'm saying, like, if you're running 4 to 6 days a week, maybe you're doing it for one workout a week. It's not like you're doing it for all your runs, but use it for some of those key workouts. It's a great chance to run fast in these workouts. There's still like these super trainers, and if it's an older pair of race shoes, are still not going to be quite as snappy and fast as a pure, fresh pair of race shoes because the foam will be beat down a little bit, which is really the reason why these shoes go fast. The carbon plate is great too, but it's mostly the PEBA foam that's in them. And then, yeah, it's a great chance to run faster and not beat up the legs as much. And then I think I got maybe two more in here. One, aerobic consistency. So the more mileage and frequency you're putting on the legs over time, I was talking about the other day and I just did a reel on it. The people who are running the fastest, you look at all the Olympic trials qualifiers, or even just people who are running like under 3 hour marathons, like their mileage, you can almost plot it on a curve. The faster they are, the more mileage they do as an average throughout the year. So, just that mileage and frequency really improves your mechanical efficiency over time. And it's just going to allow you to run with way better run economy because your body just becomes so efficient at something that you're doing so often. So that's why consistent training is probably the base layer for all of the above stuff that I just talked about. So, yeah, these are all great ways to be able to add these into your program and really start to up your game in terms of your run economy because this could yield many, many percent gains, even if your fitness isn't trending a ton in the right direction. But that being said, if you put all of those together, you're likely going to see fitness gains combined with run economy gains. And that's where you have some huge breakthroughs. So hope this was interesting. Really helps me out on YouTube or Spotify. If you toss me a like or a comment on this, just helps me get the word out there. So allows me to continue to put out this content for free and help more people. So would appreciate if you left a review or a comment and stuff like that. It goes a long way. But I will see you next week. And as always, if there's topics you want me to cover, just put them in the comments, send me a message on Instagram, any of these spots. I'm always happy to tackle anything that you're curious on and want more of a deep dive on. Happy training, and we will see you next week.